Hey guys, it's SteelerDude11 here, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a few months since I made a video like this, but the reason why I've been gone for that long is because for two reasons. One, I haven't been making videos just because I guess I was too lazy, and two, school was a problem too. But fortunately for me, today was the last day of school, so I am on summer break from now until September 3rd, which will be the first day of school. I finished my junior year. Next year I'll be a senior in high school. Okay, so in this video I will be doing my 2019 Michigan football predictions. I guess you could say this video is a bit overdue. I wouldn't say so. I know my friend Player One Gaming did his Michigan 2019 predictions video a few months ago, but I'm doing mine now, and this is how I think Michigan will be in 2019. Now, do I think Michigan will be better than last year? Yes. Do I think Michigan will be Clemson good? No. But there will be some improvements. I know Michigan is considered to be one of the worst teams in the Big Ten for running backs, mainly considering Ron Higdon's gone. He got signed by the Houston Texans, even though he went undrafted. Chris Evans got suspended due to academic issues. And there's a few other running backs we have, like True Wilson, for example. We were supposed to get Michigan was supposed to recruit this four-star running back, but he ended up going somewhere else. So, but Shea Patterson should improve from last season. I would say Shea Patterson had a great year last year. Had about 20 plus touchdowns and only like 6-7 interceptions. I know that could be less, but he's had 2,000 passing yards, at least 2,000 last year, something like that. I think Shea Patterson will be better. Michigan is supposed to have the best receivers in the league or the Big Ten. Some people say Michigan could have the best offensive line in the entire nation. Of course, Michigan fans, including me, are excited for the new offense because Michigan hired Josh Gaddis as the new offensive coordinator. But people are questioning, is he going to be a good offensive coordinator because this is the first time he will be offensive coordinator? I think yes. He was at Alabama and Penn State, and he obviously proved to us that he knows what he's doing. So I think he's going to be a great addition to the Michigan offense. I went back in April. I went to the Michigan spring football game with my friend Player One Gaming. If you saw on his channel, he uploaded that video of Jake Moody or Quinn Nordin or one of them kicking a field goal. I was there, and the Michigan offense looked very modern. Of course, from last year, it was very old school, which is probably why Michigan got killed against Ohio State. But they've seemed to modernize the offense. They've done a lot of option plays, but they're not becoming like Army or Navy. They're still doing options, but they're still doing pass plays and like run plays at the same time. Patterson's looking better. McCaffrey's looking pretty good as well too. And of course the defense is looking pretty good. Of course with the key departures of Rashawn Gary getting drafted by the Green Bay Packers, Devin Bush getting drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Chase Winovich getting drafted by the New England Patriots. And of course, for the offense, Zach Gentry, the tight end, getting drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Michigan did recruit the new four-star tight end, Eric All, which I saw him at the spring game. He looked pretty good too. Jake Moody looks like he's going to return as the starter. He was making some field goals at the spring game. Quinn Nordin was looking better. because last year he was not reliable at all. Every time he went up to kick a field goal, I always had a feeling deep down inside that he was going to miss. But he looked like he was making some improvements, but I'm pretty sure that Jake Moody's going to be the starter. And yeah, so everything's looking pretty good. We still got Nico Collins. We still got I'm sorry for the voice crack. Still got Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't know who the running back's going to be. Got Eric All as our tight end. We still have a few people on our offensive line. We still have a few people on defense, like Khaleke Hudson, for example. He's still there. Oh, another player, David Long, got drafted by the Los Angeles Rams in the 3rd round. Or the 2nd round, one of the rounds. All right, so that's basically my preview on how the defense is going. On Monday, I'm having my friend Player One Gaming. I'm going to be around with him. I think we're going to do a video. I'm planning on doing a video with him about preview for 2019 like we did last year. So I'll be looking forward to that on Monday, June 17th. All right, let's get on with this predictions. All right, so first, on Saturday, August 31st, Michigan starts off in the Big House against the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders at 7:30 p.m. at Big Ten Network. Now, this should be an easy win. Now, I know people were saying last year Middle Tennessee was pretty decent. They went to the Conference USA championship game, but they lost to UAB just because they made a mistake towards the end, like a punt or something. Like I think they had like a false start or whatever, something to cause a turnover. I don't remember exactly, but it made people wonder, will Michigan struggle against Middle Tennessee? I say no, because Middle Tennessee played 2 Power 5 teams last year, Georgia and Vanderbilt. They lost to Georgia 49-7, and then they lost to Vanderbilt 35-7. Now Vanderbilt's one of those teams that I think Vanderbilt finished 6-6 last year in regular season. I can't remember if they made a bowl game or not, but still, Vanderbilt's still considered to be the worst team in the SEC. So I think Middle Tennessee should be an easy win. And then next week, Michigan's staying home at the Big House, playing the Army Black Knights on Saturday, September 7th at noon on Fox. Now, I have a feeling Michigan is going to struggle against Army. Because Army is one of those teams, since they're a military team, they do one of those triple option plays all the time. My high school team does that too, but they do that a lot. And people are saying that Michigan's going to struggle, considering because Army finished 11-2 last year, and 23 of their starters from last year are returning again this year. So people are expecting Army to be really good again. Michigan's going to beat Army, but I don't think it's going to be a huge win. I think it's going to be a win, but not by a lot. Maybe like a 30-21 win. Maybe that's just a prediction. I don't know. Then the next week after that's a bye week. And the week after that, Michigan will be traveling to Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin to be taking on the Wisconsin Badgers on Saturday, September 21st at noon on Fox. Now, as my friend Player One Gaming kept on saying last year, Wisconsin was pretty overrated. As you can see, in 2017, they finished 12-0. Last year, they finished 7-5. They were considered to be one of the most disappointing teams in college football last year. I think it's going to continue. I feel like Michigan's going to come into Camp Randall Stadium and win. It's not going to be a smackdown like it was at the Big House last year, but it's still going to be a win for Michigan. Maybe like a 35-31 win, maybe that kind of thing. That's my prediction. Then the week after that, Michigan will be coming home to Ann Arbor at the Big House to be taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Now, this should be a huge win for Michigan because it's Rutgers. Now, I'm not underestimating Rutgers, but I've seen they finished 1-11 last year, only beating Texas State, and they're returning the same coach they had last year. And this, I watched highlights from the spring game for Rutgers. The final score was 118 to 116. That shows you how bad the defense is. And I know the offense, they both scored at least 100 points. Well, yeah, but what if they look at when they play against a great defense like Michigan or Ohio State, for example? They're not going to win. They're just going to get smacked. I don't think Rutgers is going to finish 0-12 or 1-11. I feel like they're going to finish 2-10. They're going to beat Massachusetts and Liberty. But this is going to be a huge win for Michigan. Should be a dominating victory. The next week after that, Michigan will be staying home in Ann Arbor to be taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes on Saturday, October 5th for their homecoming game at noon. This should be a win for Michigan. I know Iowa always seems to be the team that upsets Michigan, but that's like when it's at Iowa City. Iowa always seems to upset teams when it's at Iowa City. Like in 2016, they upset Michigan, and then in 2017, they upset Ohio State. 2018, I can't particularly have one come to mind. I don't think they had a huge upset last year, but this should be a win for Michigan. Maybe an easy win. I don't know how good Iowa's going to be next year. I feel like Iowa's going to be the same exact. Not 2015 good where they went to the Big Ten championship, but Iowa should be decent next year. Then the week after that, they will be traveling to Memorial Stadium in Champaign, Illinois to be taking on the Illinois Fighting Illini on Saturday, October 12th. Now, this should be an easy win. Illinois is predicted to be the worst team in the Big Ten West next year, as always, and of course, Illinois head coach Lovie Smith is on the hot seat right now. I feel like if Illinois has another bad year next year, then Lovie Smith is going to get fired. Same with Rutgers and Chris Ash. So it should be an easy win for Michigan. Despite it being at Illinois, it should be an easy win. And then the week after that, Michigan will be traveling to Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania to be taking on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, the last time Michigan played Penn State at Penn State won 42-13. But back in 2017, Michigan had a crap offense because that was when Wilton Spade got hurt, and they had John O'Korn as the quarterback, and that was back when Penn State had Saquon Barkley. He's not there anymore. He's at the New York Giants. So Penn State, they were decent last year. It's just that when Michigan played Penn State last year, Michigan won 42-7. Maybe Penn State will be taking their huge loss last year as really so much hatred. They want to win this time, but Michigan should still win. Not a dominating victory like last year. It should still be a win, a close one though. Then the week after that, Michigan will be traveling back home to Ann Arbor to be taking on their bitter rival, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, on Saturday, October 26th. I'm going to say this is going to be a win. I know Notre Dame last year finished 12-0, went to the college football playoffs, did lose to Clemson 30-3, but I expected Notre Dame to lose anyway. But another reason, there's a couple reasons why I think Michigan's going to win. I know they have a 2-game series. This time it's at Michigan, and we all know how difficult it is to beat Michigan when it's at Michigan. Michigan hasn't lost at home since the Ohio State game in 2017. Michigan went completely undefeated at home last season. And Notre Dame hasn't beaten Michigan at Michigan since 2005. Now, I'm not saying that as an excuse for Michigan to win. I know it can change. I'm just stating a fact. But Michigan should win in a close game. And it should be a really good game. I feel like it's going to be the best game that week, and game day should be there that week. Then next week on November 2nd, Michigan will be traveling to Maryland Stadium in College Park, Maryland to be taking on the Maryland Terrapins. This should be an easy win, just like last year. I know last year Michigan struggled in the first half to Maryland, but it still came out as an easy win. This should still be an easy win regardless. I feel like Maryland is going to finish is going to be another 5-7 team. It should be a win for Michigan. I would maybe like a 38-14 win kind of ordeal. Then the next week it'll be a bye week. And the week after that, Michigan will be in Michigan Stadium, the Big House in Ann Arbor, November 16th, to be taking on their bitter rivals, or as people like to say, their little brother, the Michigan State Spartans. Now, this should be a win. Michigan State was another very disappointing team last year. They went from 2017 to finish regular season like 10-2, and then last year they finished regular season 6-6 or 7-5. I believe it was 7-5, and then they lost to Oregon in the Red Box Bowl 7-6. One of the most boring bowl game I've ever seen. But of course, I haven't seen the 2008 Sun Bowl. This should be a win for Michigan. I don't think Michigan State is going to be any better from last year, but it's going to be a win. Then the week after that, Michigan will be traveling to Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana, to be taking on the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, for the past few years, Michigan has struggled against Indiana. Like in 2015, Michigan won like 49-41 in like double overtime. 2016, Michigan only won 20-10. 2017, Michigan won like 27-20 in overtime. Then last year, Michigan barely won. Again, the only reason why we won that game was because of Jake Moody. But Michigan's gonna win again. I feel like the dang streak is gonna continue where Michigan struggles against Indiana, but Michigan's still gonna win. I don't think Indiana's gonna win. I don't know, because Michigan has the largest. Because of course we all know back then the largest winning streak against a team was Florida against Kentucky. But of course last year Kentucky ended that streak because Kentucky beat Florida. Right now, Ohio State beating Indiana and Michigan beating Indiana is tied for the longest streak. Indiana hasn't beaten Michigan since like 1987. So it's been about 30 years. It's been 32 years since Indiana has last beat Michigan. So I don't think it's going to end. I think Michigan's going to win. Then the last game of the year, like it always is every year, on Saturday, November 30th, Michigan will be back at home at the Big House to be taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, this is going to be Michigan's first and only loss of the year. Because I know people were saying Ohio State might not be as good because Swift didn't look good. I'm sorry, it's not Swift. I keep thinking it's freaking Swift. Justin Fields. Justin Fields did not look good at all. He only went like 3 for 8 in the spring game. He did have a 98-yard touchdown pass, but that was basically it. But nevertheless, Ohio State's still going to be pretty dominant, one of the dominant teams in the East. But I do think despite Michigan losing to Ohio State, Michigan is going to go to the Big Ten Championship. Now, who will they play? I do think Michigan will be going to the Big Ten Championship for the first time since 2004. But who will they play? People are actually predicting it's going to be Nebraska, maybe because of the recruiting that they had. People are saying Northwestern could make it back, but Clayton Thorson is gone. He got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. People say it could be Iowa, maybe Wisconsin, but most people are saying Nebraska. I don't have my full hopes on Nebraska being good yet. I need to see some action. Anyway, and if Michigan goes to the Big Ten Championship, they're going to win. And maybe, perhaps, we'll go to the college football playoffs. If they do, then I feel like they're going to lose in the semifinal. Anyway, so that's my prediction for 2019 Michigan. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you disagree or agree with my predictions, and please feel free to comment down in the comment section below what you think. My next video I'm going to record right after this will be about the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2019. Of course, 2018 I was very wrong. I had them going 13-3 and they finished 9-6-1. And yes, I will be making more videos in the future. I will even try to be better with my videos even when school gets back, just like my friend Player One Gaming. Of course, he always keeps edging me to start making videos again. So I'm just like, what the heck, I'll start. So I'll try not to go on hiatus again. And yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.